one page. This thing, you have everything in this image, like you just take a printout of this. Okay, so this document itself will give you a complete idea of all the sales documents, like VOV8, VOV7, VOV6. Actually these are not sales document, only VOV8 is a sales document. This is delivery, this is delivery billing document types, but you will have a clear understanding like what is the controls in free charge. Suppose a free of charge, it is FD, document I, KLN, norm, LF, F8. This basic understanding is very important. Okay, I will send a separate image of this high resolution image, okay, so that you can take a printout from there. And do one more thing, like say take a printout of all these screens, like say VOV8 now we have open. Okay, let me open OR, like one standard OR. Okay, if you want I can send them. If you have other, you can take on yours from your screen. Well, because see, if someone says I know SD, that means they should be able to tell at least 20 controls from the document types. Then only you can say that I know SD, like I can configure SD. See, there are somewhere around 30 plus controls here. If you can see this, all the controls. Okay, without seeing the screen, if you can tell something around 20, at least 20, then only you can say that I know SD and I can configure SD. Okay, so these controls are that important. Why? Because everything controls from here itself, not only sales, delivery, billing, and the schedule line. So why? Because I have seen in interviews also they were asking like tell some 10 controls of sales documents. Okay, that means suppose we need, they are not asking specifically what is check division or what is screen sequence group. They are asking any 10. That 10 we have to remember and tell them like what is reference mandatory, how it controls. Okay, so this itself gives the gauge of your understanding of SD module. Okay, so what you can do is, best thing, like take a screenshot of this. It's there on the document itself already. If you can enlarge and print it, if not I can send you that image. Okay, so that you just remember this and you'll get a very clear idea. Okay, so before directly entering into this, we will discuss some document types first. So this is the thing actually what I'm talking about. Let's, yeah, like so any document type will have not all the sales document types. Sales document type has a structure that's saying say 3 parts. One is header, item, and schedule line, right? So like we have separate tables for header and item and schedule line. It's VBAK. Like these tables are little important when it comes to real time. Like in any table. Okay. And while creating sales order in the first time, you'll be getting some errors. I have already noted those errors here. See, these the errors what you'll get. These are general errors. Why? Because we haven't started pricing yet, right? But before pricing we need to know what is sales document. So if there is no pricing configuration in the system, that's the reason we'll get an error. No pricing procedure could be determined. Okay, so this is a sample pricing procedure for us to go ahead. Okay, so in the same way, we will get this error in the first time when we try to create an order, like saying that order type is not assigned to sales area. So these errors I already mentioned with the path and the solution. Okay. So let us go back here. So we have tables for this, that VBAK and VBAP and VBEP. Okay, so like header data, it is completely controlled by customer master. Like that is the source of the header data, from where the header data actually comes in the sales document, is nothing but sold to party. Sold to party, from where it comes from the customer master.
Right.
Okay, it is customer master, and some part of configuration data, that is nothing but like what we configure in the sales document type here. Like say, if you want the division to be from header, or it should be from the item, or whether you need to read the material info record or not. Okay, so this is the configuration data. This is one part from where the data for header will come. Okay, this is config data, and some part of control data. Control data in the sense, let us say for CS there is already predefined document types, delivery type and billing document type, which controls CS. Okay, so from these parts, this would the data for header will come, and header data will be controlled by sales document type, that is OR, CS, rush order, returns. It can be any order type. Okay, so header document will be controlled by document type, header data, and item data, which is applicable to particular line item. Header data is always applicable to all the items in the sales document and schedule lines too. Okay, but the item data is applicable only to the items. Suppose say item, particular line items.
Right.
Okay, and the source of the item data, like for header data we have seen different sources from where the data has come, and for the item data there is different source from where the data will come. One is, as you are talking about item, the first would be the material master. The data will come from the material master, and second is CMIR, that is customer material info record, and third is condition master, that is pricing. Why? Because for each product we may have different pricing, taxes, depending upon the delivery destination we may have the Incoterms different. Okay, so that changes the condition master, that is nothing but pricing.
Okay.
And some part of fourth is some part of like from control data and config data. That is how we configure the item categories and configuration data. And the table is VBAP for item data. Like this we will again discuss when it comes to item categories, just to give an idea of the structure of the document. Okay, like CS, it's the same. Like say schedule line data will consist of delivery dates and confirmed quantity, and schedule line is controlled by schedule line category. The table for the schedule line is VBEP. Like these are basic things which you should know before entering to the sales documents. There are some other important tables which you should know in sales document, that is VBKD, that is business data. This is little important. You know what is business data? Yeah, let's see, in customer master sales area tab we have three things, right? One is sales tab, one is shipping tab, one is billing tab, right? These three is nothing but business data, like what all the fields there in these things. Like suppose say sales we have price list, these all things, and then shipping we have shipping condition, plant, incoterms. Here we have price list, no, billing, invoice list, invoicing dates, terms of payment. So these all things is nothing but business data, and business data table is VBKD. And we have VBPA. This is sales document partner data. In sales documents we have a partner tab. The customer master what we define sometimes may be different from the what we use in sales document. Okay. Sales document partner data. Likewise, we have different tables like VBFA document. VBFA is little important, and VBUK. This all will be again we cover in function specifications. These tables and these things. Okay. So now we'll see the actual sales process, how it goes on. The maximum of sales document types which are used commonly in the business I have covered here, the 19 things with the document type and with the T code what to use for that. Okay, so these are the errors. I am skipping it. Why? Because while practicing you will anyway get these errors. So this is the typical sales process. I guess you know this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here I mentioned the tables and fields. What is the V11 inquiry? What is the table and field? Okay. This is little clear. So we'll see the sales process. Inquiry, like inquiry is nothing but what are the sales lead which comes to the company. There's a very big gap in inquiry actually. Not an inquiry, that's quotation I'll tell you. Okay, inquiry it can be the type of, like say it's a walk-in customer or a phone, email or a website, or it can be a tender notice which the company drops for any business lead. Okay, so there are various ways which a company will get business from. Okay, so when we receive inquiry is not a document in the company. That's an external document which comes to the company. Okay, and when we receive an inquiry from the customer, then we create quotation in SAP system. Quotation is that actual document which we create in SAP, and it's an internal document. Okay, why because I'm saying is an internal document in the sense, say we say invoice in general terms, actually in general business, but in SAP that is billing document. If we create a billing document, then invoice generates. Billing document is internal SAP document, and invoice is an external document which we send to the customer. Okay, and when we receive the inquiry from the customer, we create a quotation. In the quotation we will be having certain things, like that is it's an external document which we submit to the customer, and it's a legal document. In that document we will be mentioning customer details, material, what a material customer is requiring, and with the specifications and details, pricing and validity period. Every quotation will have validity periods and terms of conditions. Why? Because these customer detail, materials and these all things we will be taking from the inquiry itself. But what extra we will add into the quotation is nothing but the pricing and validity period and terms of condition. These three we will add extra from the inquiry document. Okay, and there is a very big gap in quotation actually in SAP. That is, free goods cannot be determined in quotation in SAP. Okay, and how it is a big gap in the sense, suppose I'll just give you an example. Suppose say there is an X material. Even you can tell this in your interview also if you find any gaps, but don't tell that you have done this. It's a very big process to get it done. It takes months time. Okay, I'll tell you why it's a gap and why business needs actually free goods in quotation. The quotation will automatically determine in order. Okay, so suppose say in business, like they have X material and they want to promote this X material, so they thought to offer Y material as free. Okay, so as a consultant we configured this. Okay, so the business, what they have done is, all the vice president, they have taken a strategic decision of these things, and they thought today is suppose say 1st of December. They thought to revise this process, like how the sales has picked up or not. They thought to revise it on 15th of December. They want to again call for a meeting and sit and discuss about the status of this decision. Okay, but like when again they have set for a discussion on 15th, they haven't seen any growth in this material sales. Okay, why? Because they are even offering a free goods, but even then this material cannot pick up in sales. Can you guess it's why? Yes, why? Because see, they have inquired about the product. I'm just writing the document type here. They are inquired about the product and we have sent quotation. Then next what it is, then order should come, right? As internally we know as a company that there is a free goods for this material, and if I create an order, this would be determined. Okay, but when I send quotation to customer, they don't know that. Why? Because in SAP there is a gap that free goods cannot be determined in quotation. So customers are not seeing any change in this. If they order 100 quantity, it's showing 100 quantity, but the no free goods is staying. That is not, it is not encouraging them in any way to place an order. So the reason even sales has not gone high, or they are not raising the orders. So if in the quotation itself they could find the free goods, that will little motivate them to place an order. Okay, so this is a very big gap in SAP, not determining free goods in, because this in retail industry this is a very big gap. In a very big engineering or power sector this may not be a gap, but in a retail industry okay, so this is one thing, and you can even explain this in your project also in the interviews. But don't say that you, if they ask you like have you found any gaps in SAP in blueprinting, you can say that like this is one gap which I have found. You did it, but don't tell them that you did it. Okay. Yeah, well, because this is a very big process. It takes almost 3 to 4 months to get it developed. Well, because let's see, we need to, and one another reason is there here. Suppose say I can do one thing. As I already in SAP we already know that. Suppose say this OR is only for namesake. But what controls this complete document is nothing but this document category. If this is IN, suppose say, you can see in my document, you can see here, or not here, the other one, the blue one. See, yeah, you see here the document type controls. For OR it is C, right?
Yeah.
And for quotation it is A, B, inquiry it is A, and for cash sales it is C. Okay, see, these are only for the namesakes. These are names, that's it. If I change for IN, instead of A if I put C, IN will behave as a OR. Well, because this free goods thing I have seen in one of my colleagues' project. Actually what they have done is they have given a solution like this, saying that change the quotation. What is quotation document category? It is B, right?
Yeah.
They told that change it to C. That means it is order. So that means when they create quotation, free goods will determine. Okay, it looks very simple, right, the solution? But what happens is all the quotations are nothing but orders, right? Why? Because we have changed the document category C, and if I create a quotation, that is nothing but, because this is only a namesake and this is actual controls. So now QT, if it is C, that is a document control, that is nothing but OR. If I create quotations, that is nothing but all are orders. If I create 10 quotations, that is 10 orders. And for this quotation again I'll refer and create orders, that is nothing but again 10 orders. But actually my orders are only 10. When management runs a report, what happens? Everything goes messy. 20 orders. Okay. See, so this is not a solution. Okay. So after discussing everything, like they have come to a solution that they need to customize things, and first they have think it will be an easy job, but it has taken almost 3 to 4 months to do that, and it's a very big process. Okay. So but this is a very one interesting gap which many people don't know, I can say. Okay, so you can make note of these gaps and you can tell in your interview, like you can present it how you can do it. Again, this we will discuss in free goods concept, or whenever we discuss gaps in SAP. There are two important gaps in SAP in only free goods. One another we already discussed it, you remember? The order number 3, condition update. Okay. Yeah, only it's limited for 3 orders, but if customer wants 100 orders, that's one big gap again, because that is the most common requirement of any company. Okay, so like this way we will identify some more gaps in SAP, like what we will discuss in the due course of the training. You can just tell them in BBP we have found this. Okay. Coming to sales, like so quotation, what extra is the quotation is nothing but pricing, validity, period and terms of conditions. So from this quotation, if customer is interested, there would be a purchase order. I haven't mentioned a purchase order here, but is why? Because purchase order is an external document. It can come through fax, it can come through email or anything. Okay, so order is a legal document and which bounds the customer and company. Okay, it's an agreement. It's for supplying certain goods to the customer in time. There are different terminologies actually: order fulfillment, order management. Okay, so you need to be aware of this terminology. Okay, like fulfillment in a sense, delivering the right quantity with right price at right time. We need to fulfill customer's order. Okay, so there are different terminologies in the OTC process itself. Okay, so like sales order, it consists of customer details, delivery details. Can you see the extra things apart from the quotation? What's extra there in the order? Customer details is common everywhere, but here we have delivery dates. Here we don't have delivery dates in quotation. And here we have material details. Why we have material details here? We already have material details here, the material details. Why? Because suppose say here sometimes the material determination concepts may come. If that product is not available, we will substitute it with some other X product, the same specifications products. So if a material determination come, that will take place here. And the quantity, Okay, here we haven't mentioned quantity, but here we mentioned quantity because of the availability check and pricing and terms of conditions. This all will be taken in order. After the order, it's delivery. Like here we create delivery document in system. You should be aware that sales documents means it's only up to here. That's it. Delivery is not a sales document. Okay. Well, because I have seen people confusing what a sales document means. They would be saying from order to invoice. Invoice is a billing document. Delivery this is a delivery document. Only inquiry, quotation, order is a sales documents. Okay. Then next we create invoice. Here we create PGI. Like we will have pick, pack, PGI and quantity, storage, location. This all will come in delivery. Then after invoice we do after PGI. System will allow to create invoice only after PGI. When we do PGI, the accounting entry is customer account debit to revenue account credit. That is AR. Okay, but if we like in Indian scenario, we have extra things like after invoice there will be commercial invoice, pro forma invoice, excise invoice. In sin, actually this is. No, because without excise invoice we are not supposed to move the goods out of the plant. Okay, so this is the actual business process, how it will be going on. So this is just a document type and these all things, but these are things which we need to know, very important. Whenever we create an order VA01 and we enter the material, system would be performing these activities in the background. The 11 activities, these are very important, and this is a very important interview question also. What all the activities system perform when we create an order? So it pulls up all the topics in the SAP. You can see, if you see all the determinations, what are the basic function determinations you have, it pulls everything. I'll show you. See, this way you can easily remember that actually, because sometimes you may not be in a position to recall what all activities it performs, but if you see this, you can easily remember it. Well, because before the sales documents, that is customer master or material master or enterprise structure, whatever it is only a configuration things. We don't do any customizings or nothing there. Okay. So, but basic functions is nothing but customization. That is according to customer only we will configure it. So it pulls everything from there. I'll just show you. Long time. I'll show you as in when it opens, taking time. Okay, so these are all the activities like partner determination. Okay, well, because see, we maintain partners there. It will, if you want, we can redetermine here. As earlier we have seen, it is asking to ship to parties. Okay, in the same way, listing and exclusion, material determination, free goods, delivery scheduling, availability check, pricing, credit management, text determination, output determination, and TOR. What all determinations available in system, it shows here, it call ups here when we create an order. Next is delivery. When we create a delivery document, and when we go to picking tab in the delivery document, mention the quantity, and we will click post goods issue on the top, right? So when we click on post goods issue, system performs these all activities, like it updates the stock. That means when we post the goods, stock is reducing from the inventory. So it updates the stock, and inventory accounting document generates. It is cost of the goods sold account debit to inventory account credit. And it updates in the document flow. Just now we have seen the table VBFA. VBFA table is important actually. It updates in the document flow, and it updates in the credit management. It updates in the LIS, logical information system, for reporting purpose, and it updates in the billing due list. We need to receive the billing. Yeah, you can see here like what all we have seen there: pricing, free goods, availability check, delivery scheduling, output, material determination, listing and exclusion, partner determination, text determination, credit management. So this all basic function it calls up when we create an order. You see this? Okay, every topic of basic functions would be covered when we create an order. Okay, the next is after the billing document we create after the delivery document we create invoice. When we create invoice, again like system perform different activities, like that is accounting document generates. Sometimes you may get an error like billing document is created but accounting document will not be generated. Without an accounting document you cannot create an invoice. Okay, you'll be facing that issue while practicing also. Okay, there are certain things you need to take care for that. Okay, and here like there is two different accounting documents you can see here. When we create a delivery, it is cost of goods sold account debit to, here account receivable, inventory account credit. This is inventory account credit. Here accounting entry is customer account is debited and revenue account is credited. We have seen this for customer account, system considers the reconciliation account from the customer master. Okay, and revenue account, system considers from the revenue account determination. So everything is interlinked, which we need to remember, and this is an important question, like from where the customer account is determined from the reconciliation account, and it generates a couple of documents like profitable analysis document will be generated, cost center document. Again you can see this document flow, it updates in the document flow. Here also it updates in the document flow, VBFA, and it updates in the credit management and LIS. Okay, so from here we'll see different business process which are involved in the business, like why, because whenever we say OTC process, it is order to cash. Okay, we received payment from the customer, but after that there will be lot of activities performed, like suppose say if the goods what we delivered is damaged, or we overcharged the invoice, or we undercharged the invoice. Okay, so there will be lot of things will be happen after OTC process. So you need to, if you say that in interview like I worked in OTC process, then you should know this all things. It's not only that, you'd be knowing only order, delivery and invoice. Okay, so like suppose say we have created invoice and we have returned payment here. Suppose say there is 5th invoice. Say the next process is return. Suppose say the goods is either damaged, or customer don't want the goods, or we delivered extra goods than the quantity required. Okay, then we do return process. Okay, in the return process what happens is the employee of a customer, why, because this is a B2B, it's a very big transactions will be going on. So here employee or any concerned person of the company will go to the customer place and he will see the goods and certify it whether it damaged or not. If it is damaged, how many of the goods has been damaged. Okay, and he will create a return note. This we create as a return order, RE, in SAP. Okay, and SAP always say that create this return order with create a return invoice only with the return order. Okay, do you have any idea why we need to create return invoice only through return order? Yeah, because we need to create, but in logically if you want to know that, what happens is, suppose say I'm creating return order and I'm saying that there are 10 goods damaged. Okay, suppose say I'm saying in return order that I'm saying that 10 are damaged. When I create invoice, I'll create invoice, that is credit memo for 10. Okay, so suppose if I do it with delivery, in delivery I say 10. Okay, but when it reaches to the company premise, there can be only 5. Out of this 10, 5 may be completely lost, not even we can recognize them. If I take delivery, basing upon delivery, if I do invoice, that means I need to create invoice only for 5. Okay, so that's the reason why, because here what happens, customer will lose 5. Okay, so that's the reason SAP says always to create invoice, return invoice with return order. Okay, so this is the logic behind that, to create return order and return invoice, and return order is always created with reference to invoice. Okay, and when we do this return process, there would be an accounting entry in the system. All accounting entries are very important for interview purpose or for in general purpose also. Accounting documents are very important, and you can expect at least one question in interviews. It is revenue account debit to, see, when we created this invoice, customer account debit to revenue account credit. But when we create return invoice, it is revenue account debit to customer is getting credited now for the quantity he lost. Okay, and I have created, given the steps how to create the return invoice here, return order, return invoice, and return process, everything. Okay, the process also, what you need to do it. Then is credit memo. Okay, like credit memo, we create when we want to deduct amount from the customer outstanding. That means he need to pay say 10 lakhs, but we want him to pay only 9 lakhs because we overcharged 1 lakh earlier invoice, or there is a damage in the goods which we delivered. Okay, and credit invoice is mostly created when we don't want to take back the goods from the customer. Say suppose here we are taking the goods back, right? Okay, suppose I don't want to take the goods back. Suppose the goods are well good. Suppose say he ordered 100 quantity, but I delivered 105 quantity. Okay, or I ordered only 90 quantity. When that means customer paid for 100 quantity, but there is a difference of 10. So for this 10 I need to adjust customer, either paying him back the 10 quantity or delivering him the other 10 quantity. Okay, so we do this when we don't want to take the good from the customer, but we want to credit to the customer. So there are different scenarios. I have mentioned here the scenarios, like mistakenly it's a previous charging the previous invoice, or goods totally damaged at the customer place, or return delivery may be more costly. Like sometimes what happens is it may be more costlier to take the goods back. Okay, so at that time instead of taking the goods back, we just raise a credit memo. Okay, so when we raise a credit memo, again it is a revenue account debit. Why? Because it is debiting from the air and it is crediting to the customer. Okay, and debit memo is quite opposite to credit memo. Like we want to charge customer is undercharged in earlier invoice. Okay, at that time, and it is exactly reverse. You can see the accounting entry, customer account debit to revenue account credit. Okay, and in both this credit memo and debit memo, we don't have any deliveries. Everything goes like soft copy, like there is no physical delivery or anything. Which? No, only this credit memo. After invoice, if we want to charge customer or we want to debit customer. In this process, we would be only having only document types, but not any physical delivery, any no goods movement here. Okay, so that's the reason we are not having any cost of goods sold account debit or something here. Without any physical goods movement, if you want to do this, then we use this credit and debit memo. Okay, next is invoice correction request. In document types, if you see this, you see this indicator, this field. Okay, I'll open, I will just check for one or two. I'm opening inquiry, it's blank indicator. If I open cash sales, it's blank. If I open RK, you can see here, this indicator is only for RK. It is not for any other document type. Okay, and this is RK is nothing but invoice correction request. And in interview also you may get this question like what is the indicator type which we use for RK. Okay, so this indicator would be, this field is used only for RK. We'll see what is RK. What is D? D is invoice correction request, but we have some other also here. Okay, just remember this indicator D, invoice correction request, and whenever you create invoice correction request RK, that is you create an order with RK, you will get two line items. Suppose say in order you have created only one item, but in RK you will get two line items, and one is debit and one is credit. We'll just say 01. And one would be blank, one would be grayed out. Only we can change the, you see here, first line item and second line item, one is credit and one is debit. Only debit will be highlighted, enabled, and this would be in grayed out, first line item. So this is also very important in interview, like in RK, like how many line items it would be coming. Okay, system invoice would be copied as a two line items, and if you want to do change, you need to change it here. That is, if you want to add to customer, you need to add it here, or you need to debit from only here, only from one line item. Okay, so if we increase the item value, then the value of the document will be negative, and the accounting entries you can see here. Okay, I'll just quickly run through this process. We'll discuss the controls also. So rush order, next is rush order. Rush order is nothing but an immediate delivery. Okay, whenever customer is asking delivery immediately, then we do this rush order process. So in rush order, what it is like system creates automatic delivery in the background. Then later, what is the difference between rush order and cash sales is, in cash sales system will also print an invoice immediately. But here it will not print the invoice, it will create only delivery. When after doing PG, we need to do invoice manually again. Okay, and this is the accounting entry which comes when we do a rush order, customer account debit to revenue account credit. Cash sales, when we create cash sales, that's the first one, it creates automatically delivery in the background. There is a step 2 which happens in the background when we create a cash sale. Okay, then after a bill is generated and we hand over the bill to customer. Bill, and it also has the invoice, nothing but which we see in the counter. Then after, when the counter is free, they will do PGI. Why? Because without PGI we cannot create invoice. So end of the day, after closing the business hours, they will do PGI and they will create invoice. This is the 5th step. Okay, for this accounting entries, cost settlement account debit to revenue account credit. Okay, and for cash sales and rush order, shipping condition is always 10. Only these two document types will have shipping condition as 10. Okay, and free of charge delivery. Free of charge delivery, we use this to send the samples. Like if you want to send some samples to the customers, we have seen Nelson ID in customer master. Okay, which will help in analyzing the samples. So free of charge delivery is nothing but sending the samples to customers without raising any invoice. Okay, and there would be no accounting entry here. Why? Because we are not charging anything to the customer. Then next is subsequent delivery free of charge. Subsequent delivery free of charge is say we have customer order for 100, we have delivered only 90. Then after the 10 we need to deliver it. Okay, so we will do the delivery that is called subsequent delivery free of charge. The 10 would be again free of charge, or sometimes the return delivery. We have delivered 100 quantity to customer, 10 are damaged. Okay, if customer is asking for replacement of the goods instead of credit memo. Okay, when there is a goods movement, we will do this subsequent delivery of good free of charge. Then we will deliver that 10 to the customer, but we don't charge it. Okay, and there is one important thing in SDF. What we need to take care is, like whenever we create SDF with reference to written order. Okay, SDF is always created with written order. The written order item should be first rejected. Then only system will elect to create SDF. You can do only one. Either you can reject the item and create an SDF. Okay, so if you mark written order as rejected, the system will not allow to create a written invoice. That means you cannot create the credit memo. Why? Because customer would be benefited in two ways, right? If I don't reject it, the item, we will do the subsequent delivery. That means we will physically deliver the goods, and the order will be showing open, and we will create a written invoice. So customer will be benefited by two. So what we do is, first we need to reject the item, anything. Either if we create a written invoice, we cannot deliver the goods. If we deliver the goods, we cannot create a written invoice. Okay, this is very important thing in SDF. But because this is quite oftenly faced in real time, you'll be getting tickets here. Okay, and quantity contract. Quantity contract is based completely on the quantity. Like, see, contract is nothing but the agreement between two parties, that is customer and the company. Any contract or any agreement will have mutual benefit, right? So if anyone enter into agreement, there should be a mutual benefit to both the parties. So here what the benefit the company will get is assured sales. That is, in quantity contract, we will say we will get into agreement with the customer that he need to purchase 50,000 quantity in month of December. Okay, so here the company is getting assured sales and customer is getting some benefit like discount or something. Okay, so this is quantity contract. To create quantity contract, that is VA41, and for every contract there is a release order. We don't create order there. Why? Because we already created a certain reserved quantity on customer name. We will only release that quantity from the already created contracts, but we don't create a new sales order. Whenever we create a release order, we will refer to the quantity contract. If not, if we create an order with VA01, it will be a separate order for the customer apart from this 50,000 quantity. Okay, and this has a validity period. Contracts always have a validity period. Okay, so as we discussed here, it is month of December. That is, if he buy this 50,000 quantity within month of December, then only he is eligible for that benefits what he is going to get into from the contract. Next is value contract general. Here it is not material specific. Okay, it is based on value. Here we are saying quantity 50,000, but here I will say 10 lakh. Okay, that means he can buy any material in the month of December, but it should be worth of 10 lakhs. Then only he is eligible for some benefits. Okay. So for this we will create an assortment module. I have mentioned here the assortment module, how to create this. In that assortment module we will place the materials, group of materials, what all material. Why? Because certain materials will be there, very fast moving materials. So for fast moving materials we need not to offer any discount. Why? Because those are already good selling. So these kind of offers we give only for slow moving materials or which we want to push into the market. So what we will do is we will create an assortment like what all materials, that is nothing but grouping of material, and we will put it them into an assortment module. So through that, and we will create a value for that assortment module, like say 30 lakhs target value. And that one another very important thing is, whenever you create this thing like say /n VA41 order type QC quantity contract 9 distribution channel X1 I'll just assign this there OVZ. Whenever we create contract, the screen would be different than the sales order. You have any idea? Yeah, assortment model, and it will ask for either target value or target quantity. Actually in general it will ask for material quantity like this, customer material, but in this case it will like this is also very important into its thing. What is the screen sequence for contracts? Here if it is a quantity contract, it will ask for target quantity. If it is a value, it will ask for the value. There will be a little different in the screen sequence. Like then after this value contract, we have value contract material specific, that is this contract is applicable only for that particular material. Here it can be any material, that is assortment model, but here it is material specific. Okay, so then after we have scheduling agreement, that is particular quantity within a specific validity period, and here already the schedule lines would be delivery dates are predefined here. That means December 5th this much quantity, December 15th this much quantity, December 25th this much quantity. The schedule lines are just already predefined here. Okay, and the next is consignments. Consignments anyway we'll discuss in very detail in business process, so I'll just skip these consignments here. Yeah, I'll show it once we discuss the document type controls. I'll open and I'll show you every control of this, what all that we are seeing here. Yeah, I'll show it. Okay. If so, I'll just first configure that, because RK, I'll just check. Haven't configured that. I'll do this way because it will anyway take time, might not be today, but I'll assign this later after the class. Okay, so you see this question, what is the control that system will not allow creating delivery with reference to inquiry or quotation? Why? Because I cannot, system should not allow to create a delivery. Well, that is document category. As I have already discussed, if I change a document category for inquiry as C, system will allow a delivery also. Why? Because it's an order. Okay. So if you face this question in interview, like where is the control that system will not allow creating delivery with reference to inquiry or quotation, that is document category. Actually, these are the very little things which we overlook. Okay, so we'll see the controls now on the sales document controls. So sales first one is, we'll go to OR, the standard one. OR, the standard order. Yes, I'll send the link to you. Okay, so this is the document category. As we already discussed, this is the main thing which controls the document type, and you should know, like for at least 19 things which I have mentioned in the document, you should know what is the document category for these document types. Okay, sales document block, that means if you don't want to use this order anymore, in general, like we will be in real time, we will be having only order, 3 or 4 different type of order types we will be having. This OR is copied to some ZIOR or something, and they will be using these things. And after certain time or something, like if it is confusing the users, or because of any business requirement they don't want to continue using this order, then we can mention it, like we can block it here, that document type. And as indicated, we already discussed, this is only for the RK, and it will show as a 2 line items, and only one line item is editable. Okay, I'll show this when create RK. Okay, and number ranges, these are the number ranges which we already seen earlier. Okay, and in IDOS we already have certain predefined number ranges. For order we have 1, 2. Like same way for delivery we have some other delivery like some 15, 16 or 17, 18 like this. It's a predefined, we need not to create anything new here. Okay, number range internal. Okay, this is internal and this is external, and this is important, item number increment and sub item increment. See, number increment in the sense how the number should be incremented when I enter the second line item. Okay, so in general we take as we mention item number as 10, 20, 30, but we will not enter as 1, 2, 3, 4.
No.
Okay, so how much it should be incremented? That is nothing but 10.
Right.
So that is what we mentioned here, 10. Okay, and the sub item increment, this is used only for the BOM concept, bill of material. That is, suppose say we are going for individual this BOM, multiple BOM, then what happens is, suppose say this is computer, 30 is computer, under 30 we have various components. If I number it as 40 and 50, again it will become a line item, right? So what we'll do is we'll make this as 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll increase the BOM components as 1, 2, 3, 4. Like we will not have any gap in the numbering. Okay, this is for BOM. And next is reference mandatory. We need to see this also. Okay, see, reference mandatory in the sense whether if we want to create any document, any previous document is mandatory or not. That is, if we are creating any quotation, whether I need to refer the inquiry or not. At the same time, whether we need to, when creating order, we need to refer quotation or not. Okay, and you can see this here when we create an order. You see here with reference to. Okay, if I click here, then it will ask like to which document I need to refer. Okay, and like one more thing here. So this sub-item increment is also used in cross-selling, material determination. Okay, so it's not only in BOM but also in free goods, here material determination, cross-selling. In this also we use this sub-item increment. Okay, so next is reference mandatory is and in standard actually RK and SDF document will have reference mandatory. Why? Because see, all the time I need not to refer quotation to create order. Okay, I can create order if I receive it direct purchase order from customer. Okay, but in standard RK, like already we have seen in this document. Shorter. See, you see this RK invoice correction is always referred only through invoice.
Right.
Okay, so just remember this in standard RK, which has a document type M, and SDF, which has a document category C, will have mandatory reference mandatory.
Okay.
Document type M, I'll show it here. It's RK. Invoice correction. RK, it's K. We have changed it earlier, something. Yeah, reference here. Let's say M. We will maintain it M here if you want to have it with billing document. Okay, so these are the controls which you need to know actually, and these are the important thing for configuration for any client requirement. Why? Because we should know that there is a field reference mandatory and there is a option of EM there. Okay, and SDF, it is C for SDF. Okay, you see C for SDF, that is with reference to sales order. Why? Because subsequent delivery we always do with reference to sales order. Okay, in standard we will have only for these two we will have this reference mandatory. Okay, like suppose say we'll just see a scenario here. It's a client scenario. Suppose so the scenario is like, suppose customer requirement is we have different distribution channels, right?
Yes.
We have dealers, distributor, institutions, and we have direct government. Okay, so here customer requirement is for dealers and distributors, system should allow to create order directly without any reference. That means they can enter OR and create an order. Okay, this is for dealers and distributors. Okay, but for suppose say institutions and direct customers, that is government customers, suppose say. Okay, system should always ask reference document, that's mandatory. That means this here order always should be with reference to quotation. Okay, why? Because we cannot take any chance with these clients. Why? Because they are very important to the business, and we cannot do any mistakes. Whatever they ask, the quantity, delivery date, everything could be copied only from here. Okay, so in that case, how we will fulfill this scenario, the client's requirement? Okay, So here what we'll do is we'll copy OR as some ZIOR or something, and we'll use this for institutional direct, and here we'll make the reference mandatory. And for dealers and distributors we'll create that with the OR, and which will not have any reference mandatory. Okay, so if any scenario we face, like we can configure this in this way. Okay, and suppose say let's say if user is creating by mistake, suppose say for these customers he is using ZIOR, and for this customer if he is using OR by mistake, both are order types. So in that case how you will do? Okay, well, because we will be facing these kind of things from users in the real time. Usage here. Yeah, like see you, okay, we haven't gone till there. I'll show you. You know VOV8 reference thing, but actually we will go through path. This is a little important thing. We can do this through assigning document type to sales area. You got it? Why? Because see, my sales area is Z009, this is sales org, and distribution channel, that is X1, and division is 24. Say suppose X1 is a dealer. Likewise I have X2, that can be a distributor, and X3, that is institution, and X4 I have direct, right? So whenever we create a sales order, nothing but first we need to give the sales area. Okay, so ZIOR is applicable only to these two distribution channels, and OR is applicable only to these two distribution channels. So in VOV8 what we will do is, for Z900, that is my sales organization, and X3, that is my institution distribution channel, and the division, that is 24, I will assign ZIOR. That means if I try to create with OR, system will throw an error. It already is shown, right, when we are creating an RK. Like see, RK, what it is saying, order type RK has not been defined in sales area X. That means if I assign this RK to the sales area, then next time it will automatically allow me to, and it will take me to the sales order screen. In the same way, it will say that order type ZIOR has not been defined to sales area Z900, X3 and 24. Got it? Yeah, so this configuration I am missing the path actually, but I remember the T code. But because we need to assign this to division, distribution channel at the same time, maintain and copy, not this sales documents. Come to the, it's in the header. Not this. Yeah, this type. You see this assign sales area to sales document type.
Yes.
Okay. If I click, we have 4 options there. Okay. First we need to assign reference sales organization. I'll show to RK because it's already thrown an error. So Z900. So Z900 already assigned. Then next we need to combine distribution channels. Suppose it is sales organization Z900 and distribution channel is X1. You see this? I already combined it, X1, X1, X2, X3. Okay, I did for division also, but what the mistake I did is I did not assign this RK to the sales area. Reference sales area organization Z900, different distribution channel X1 24, or else I'll create new Z900. It's X1, it's 24, and it is sales document type is RK. Okay, in the same way what we will do here is we will assign ZIOR only to that particular sales area. So what it will do is it will restrict creating order from OR, or it will create ZOR for this distribution channels for these customers. Okay. Yeah, that's one time which we do. The 3 steps which we see here, this is one time we do, and for all the sales document type we assign here. Actually we assign it as per our requirement. We don't assign everything here. No, like what all document types are permitted in that particular sales area. Suppose say in certain sales area I cannot create SDF, subsequent delivery of free of charge. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, yes, yes. First we do that, then after we assign that to the sales area. Well, because there is one sales area and multiple document types. Yes. Yeah. It's not like the, we need to first refer it actually here. Okay, so now I'll go and try to create RK. Earlier it's showing that order type RK is not defined in sales area. Which one? Okay. 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 Yeah, we can do that, but because see, if we are having multiple things, like multiple divisions and multiple sales areas, we can combine it here as a one. For yes, so one sales area will represent all others. Okay, so now I'll give RK. So now system is allowing me to create with RK, and as we already discussed, RK should be always with a reference document. Reference mandatory EM. Reference mandatory EM. Okay. Well, because if it is a sales OR order type OR, it would be taken me directly to the sales order screen. Okay, so this is the reason it will not allow. SAP says like create RK always with the reference to billing document invoice. Okay, and difference mandatory. Next is this check division. Check division, like this field controls like how the system should respond if the division in the header is deviating from the division in the item. That is say, while we creating a sales order, we are entering the division, right?
Right.
With the sales area, we are giving sales division also there. Okay, so sometimes we want the division from the material itself, not from the header, and that time there would be a conflict in the system saying that the item division is deviating from the header division. So at that time, how system should respond? Whether it should give a dialogue that is like saying that it is deviating or something, or it should be error. Error in the sense you cannot save the document, create the document unless you fix this, or simply no dialogue which will allow to create the document. And this is one another important question which you will face in interviews, like saying that what all the status messages you will get in SAP. You remember? And the colors also, red, yellow, green. Green is successful, red is a warning, yellow is caution, warning. Okay, and item division, this is nothing but whether we want the division to be coming from the item or header. Like in general, system will take it from the header, but if you want to overwrite it and if you want to take it from the item. Okay,
But what will that change?
not only pricing, in some case, suppose say we don't want to go with the general sales area. Certain materials will be there which should be taken from there itself. Okay, like say example, I'm not getting the example for what reason why we need to take it, but I'll just let you know what is that. But this field controls to take the division from the item which we maintain in the sales org 1 tab.
Right.
In Material Master sales org 1 tab we maintain division there. Yeah, I need to check it actually, but for okay. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I'll let you know. Actually, some business demands this. Okay, I'll let you know definitely. If not, like we'll just check here F1 and check it why we need to do that. And this check division is there, right? This is mostly used when we in cross-divisional sales scenario. Okay. Say indicates whether the division at the material level is proposed from the material record or item, or the whether to division you enter in the sales document header also counts for all items. If you mark this field, system proposes a division from the material master record of the item. If you leave blank, no, he has not given any scenario here, but I'll let you know the scenario why we need to use it. Okay, like how it should be, like it material, like say earlier I have entered it with 11400. I don't want it to be numeric, alphanumeric. I want only it to be numeric. Okay, so it can be like in what way the material we need to enter. That is yeah. like you can see the options also, like whether you need to enter the material with the product this thing, whether it should represent the what we say product, that is item proposal. This is only used in item proposal.
Oh,
Okay, in item proposal how it comes, like we already created that item in some item proposal and we maintain number there. Whenever we enter the sold to party, it proposes and we do the checkbox. Okay, so there we use it actually, but most of the scenarios we don't use this material entry type. Next is the probability. Probability is like after the order, as we already discussed this in customer master. In sales area data, sales tab, there is a probability. Okay, like say you see this is order, right? OR is having 100. Let me check for IN. IN what it says? 30. And say for QT, quotation, what it says? 70. You got any idea of this? So yeah, well, because all inquiries cannot be turned into orders, all quotations cannot be turned into order, but is an order is a definite order, that is 100%. Okay, that's the reason this has a probability of 100 and inquiry has a probability of 30 conversion rate. And after receiving the quotation, customer may place or may not, that is of 70%. Okay, and let's see, sometimes we have some scenario, I want to change the probability. See, it is grayed out here, right? I cannot change this order probability, but for my reporting purpose my conversion rate is not 100 and I want to change this. If customer requirement is to change this order probability 100 to some 80 or 70 or something,
yeah.
so how can we do this?
Is it through,
No, not a programming. Even we can do that, but actually we will not have access to this. Okay, access in the sense we need to follow a certain procedure to do this. Okay, see, we can do this, as I already told you, this controls the complete document. Okay, so suppose I change it to B. Category sales order character. What I'll tell you, and I'll show you also how to do that. What we need to do is we need to change the document category to B. Okay, B, only document category. Yes, go to order. Okay, now I change it to B. So what it's saying now? It's allowing to me change, right? Now it's not grayed out. What I'll do is I'll go put at 70 and again I'll change this as C. Now it is, this is the order C, right? But I have changed it. Yeah, why not? Save. Got it?
yes.
Okay, but this should be always 100. But see, whenever you are trying these scenarios, don't forget to go back and change to original. Because I am working on OR actually, so it should be these are, yeah. No, this This is used only in reporting purpose when the higher management are checking the order conversions. Certain time what happens is after placing the order also they will be cancelling the order, right? So if that is a higher rate in the company, if they take it as 100, that means they are mistaking and they are misguiding themselves. So what they can do is they can downgrade the probability to little lesser than 100 and they can take the reporting. Okay, so now it is again grayed out. So if you have any scenario like this, there you want to change this, well, because if wherever we have option we can change it actually, but in this document this is only grayed out. So that's the reason we shown this. So this is the probability and read info record. Okay, so read info record is nothing but customer material info record. If we check this, then only system will read customer material info record. If I uncheck, it will not read, like it will not determine the plant, it will not determine the usage or under delivery tolerance or delivery tolerance, anything. Okay, okay. And if we want to maintain CMIR, then we should go to ordering party tab in the line item and sales order to determine CMIR. Like say, if we maintain this, read info record. Like if we maintain this, like we get tabs on when we create a sales order, right? Suppose say we go with OR. You see this ordering party? Yeah, this is CMIR. So whenever after practicing certain topic, as I told you, go back and change it to the normal. If not, like this would be annoying thing for you, and it will take lot of time to close again back. So it will, the same thing happens with the POD also. Okay, if it is, like you can see here, customer material number, item, order quantity. Okay, this is CMIR in sales document. Okay, read info record, and we'll come next to this. We'll see this. Check purchase order number. Like this is one another thing, and you will be facing this in real-time scenarios also. Like see what happens is, if we maintain this here, like while creating a sales document, like sales order, system will check the combination of customer and PO number for a previous orders. Okay, why? Because see see there is a PO 101. With referring to this PO, they have created order that is 201. Okay, see when I'm creating for the same, this is customer X. Okay, so for this customer again, when I'm creating order, if this shows an open PO, again I'll create an order with reference to this PO. Okay, so for this what happens is, system will check whether any existing POs are there, and for any that POs any order has been created or not. If not, we will be creating 2 orders, 2 deliveries. You want me to repeat that? Okay, see the field is check purchase order number. Suppose say in the morning shift someone has come, and there is, for this X customer there is a PO 101, and he has created an order 201 for that. It's referring to PO. Okay, so in the evening shift some other employee end user has come, and for this customer he sees this PO, or he's trying to create an order, from fax or something. When he's creating order, if it shows open, the PO shows open, what he will be doing, these two orders would be referring to the same PO and same deliveries would be created. So instead of restricting this, what we do is we maintain this field, whether while creating order check PO. Okay, you see the controls, like check whether the purchase order number already exists or not. If it is exists, it will not allow to create the order. If it is no check, then it will allow to create an order. Okay. Next is enter PO number. Okay, so whenever I am creating an order, system asks for a PO number. Okay, so suppose say for what PO number is used actually. For reference purpose actually, for what the quantity and what the material and what customer is expecting, right? So that's one thing. Suppose say sometimes we don't receive PO from customer. Okay, they would be just on phone call or somehow they may be placing an order. Okay, so in that case, suppose say we don't have a PO, it would be hard for customer to refer actually. Okay, so like what happens is, suppose say if you check this, what happens is while creating a sales order, if PO number is blank, this PO number, so what system will do is when we save the document, system will generate a document number right here. It will take that same document number as a PO number. Okay, so that means it will have some reference. So the sales document number itself will be converted as a PO number. And one more thing is, system will not like if we uncheck this is actually checked all the time. Okay, if we uncheck this, system will not copy the sales order number as a PO number, and PO number, system will not copy, PO number will be blank. Your voice is little disturbing. I'm talking about this enter PO number. This is little confusing. Check PO purchase order number and enter PO number. They are one on another below than one actually here. Okay, so enter PO number in the sense whenever we create an order, we need to enter sold to party, shipped to party and PO number. If we do, you understand this, right? So if you don't enter, but what happens if we don't enter this and we try to save the document? So the document is incomplete. Why? Because system says like reference PO number is mandatory, and system will not allow to process the document further. Okay, yeah, what's that? No, this one I'm talking about now. Check PO number already demonstrated here in the document here. This is check PO number in the sense like for this order, is any PO is existing earlier, because for a single PO we cannot create two orders. This is a little confusing because of the same terminology here. So enter PO number is nothing but if we don't enter PO number, it will take deliver sales order number as PO number. Okay, and commitment date. See, it is C or something. Let me check. maintain C in general actually. If customer asks for this, best confirmation date saved up now until now. I'll explain what is this. See, commitment date in a sense, like say, if you maintain this while creating a sales order, in the schedule line, let me enter this here. Like say it's 11,400 and order quantity 1. Okay, let it save. You started practicing something on your system? Okay. Like see, you can do either this thing like this way. You can configure whatever there in the document. You can follow the same distribution channel, same sales org, pricing procedure, everything, so that it will give a very clear idea for you. Instead of giving something other name or something other values, you can enter this key in the same values which are there in the document. Why? Because it is nothing but from first page to last page you will refer the same thing. So nothing but it will be a complete one implementation for you. Yeah, the document which I have sent, my material. Okay, so see, I have gone to line item now and I have gone to schedule line tab. Okay, let me check whether it is maintained. Commitment date. Okay, see here you see delivery date, order quantity, rounded quantity, confirmed quantity, these fields, right? You just remember this. Okay, what all the fields now. Okay, so let me go here. I will maintain C here and I'll save this order, and now I'll create one more order here. Session VS01. You see anything difference now? Is that only the thing you noticed here? Earlier this field committed quantity is not there. Okay, when you maintain this field here, the committed date, then only this extra field will be coming here. Okay, committed quantity, say I have entered 1, the committed quantity is 1. Okay, so whenever we maintain this field here in the configuration, commitment date, then only this extra field will come, committed date, committed quantity. Yeah, can you come back again? No, what are the committed quantity? Like say, that means if we maintain this for any customer, for this order type, for the high priority customers, actually we maintain this. That means we are committing the quantity for him, confirmed quantity. Okay, for high priority customers in real-time business, they might be having different document type. Instead of OR, ZIOR something. In ZIOR we will maintain for that customers this thing. So then it will commit the quantity. Yes, I haven't saved the document, right? I just created it. I entered 1 and it committed 1. Okay, and this is mostly used in the scenarios like say, and see, the orders which have this committed quantity will give high priority in delivering the goods. Okay, and these are mostly used in make to order scenarios. Make to order, why? Because we have the quantity which they order, that many we manufacture, right? So that the quantity we commit and we manufacture, and if their stock is ready, we don't keep waiting, we immediately deliver them. Okay, so this is one. I'll just take out this. Okay, so next is check credit limit. Okay, in SAP we have two kinds of credit limits. One is simple check and one is dynamic check, automatic credit check. Okay, so D is for automatic. Generally any company would be only going for the automatic credit check instead of simple credit check. Okay, you can see the options. ABC is for simple credit limit. This is, here it will go warning message, here it will give error message, here it will block the delivery. It will allow to create order but block the delivery. Okay, and this D is nothing but automatic credit management. Okay, so there are a lot of differences in this thing. I will just explain you. This is fine in my notebook also, you can read from there, but I'll simply tell you the difference here. Like what in simple credit check, the customer credit limit exceeds, then we can block only at the order level. Okay, and in the automatic we can either block at order level, delivery level and PGA level. Why? Because in which scenarios this affects is, suppose say there is a customer, he is a good customer but some reason he don't have a credit exposure now. So for having a good business terms and a fair business with him, what we need to do the courtesy, at least we need to create an order, right? And at least we can block it later at the delivery or something. But if I maintain simple credit check, it blocks at order level itself. That gives a very wrong impression on the company from the customer side. Okay, so if we go to automatic, we can have an option where to block. Okay, that's one difference here. And in simple credit check we don't have any concept of risk categories, like all customers are treated as one. But in real-time business we cannot have like that. Why? Because in real time what happens is any new customer is a high risk customer. We don't know. Why? Because we don't have his track record or his any previous business with us. So after delivering we don't know in what time he would be paying. So in general what we do is every new customer we categorize them as a high risk customers. But in automatic credit check we have an option of categorizing the customers as high risk, medium risk and low risk. And we can also configure them like this. For high risk customers we will block order itself will block them, and for medium risk customers we will block them at delivery. We will allow to create but block at delivery. For low risk customer we will block them at PGA. We will create the delivery document but will not deliver the goods.
No.
Okay, that's the second difference in between this. And the third difference is in simple credit check system considers only receivables from the customer. Okay, like while performing the credit check it considers only the receivables. Like receivables means that in that it's an open items. So you know what is open item? Yeah, like that is invoice raised but it has not been paid yet. Okay, but in automatic system considers all open order value, open delivery value, open invoice value and open item value. In simple it considers only open item, but here we have four things. Okay, So this is the difference between the simple credit check and automatic credit check. Okay, this anyway we'll discuss in credit manage in very detailed actually. Okay, next is credit group. Like this credit group also again applicable only to the automatic credit check, and this actually controls which transaction to block if the credit limit of the customer exceeds. Okay, you can check here. You see this credit group for sales order, delivery and goods issue. So at which level of the transaction we need to block the transaction. This actually controls 01, 02, 03. And that's one thing. And next coming to other things, screen sequence group. These all things covered in certification. Okay. So next is screen sequence group. Like this field controls which screen should be displayed like while creating a sales order. Okay, see you're seeing now sales order, it's OR, right? We have AU. If I go to IN, you see here, excuse me. So this actually controls, why? Because in inquiry we don't have this delivery date or these all things. So what all the fields should be there when we open a order. Okay, this field controls actually. And suppose say in the same as contract, let me see QC, quantity contract, there would be only targeted quantity. Okay, and inquiries there would be only from date and to date, that is validity period. This quotation is valid only from this date to that date. Okay, that sequence group, like what all the fields and to be shown up would become controlled by this screen sequence group. Okay, and display range. Display range, it's applicable only for the BOM concept actually. Like this field controls actually whether to show up all the components in the material or only the main material. That means only the main material should be shown in the sales order. If I create a sales order here, item, here whether I need to show only a computer or do I need to show computer plus RAM, hard disk, processor, everything. Okay, whether to show all the subcomponents also. That is controlled by here U all and UHA something. Yeah, UHAU. Only main item means it will show only the main component, main item. This will show all the components also. Okay. And remember the fields in Material Master for BOM, ERLA, header pricing, item pricing. These are very important, the views. Like we need to know this field. Suppose say if I say item category group or minimum delivery quantity. So you need to know this field exists in which view. Whether it's in sales org 1, sales org 2 or sales general plant. Okay, so and as I already told, you should remember at least 20 fields out of this sales order, these document types. Then only you can give a solution. As you are telling that in discussions, if you want to suggest or you want to participate in the discussion, you need to know these things, fields. You need to know what are the options available in the fields also. Like here U all and UHAU. And coming to here credit management. Okay, then only we can participate in the discussion, right? Okay, so that's one thing. Just be perfect with these controls. That's it. That is much more than enough for a consultant actually, I can say. Yeah. Okay, the next is incompletion procedure. This again, it's a very big topic, not a big topic, but it's a topic in SAP. We'll discuss this later. Like what all the fields are mandatory, which makes a sales document to process. If that field is not entered, then it will say as a document incomplete and it will not allow us to save. There are certain things very important, like shipping point, plant, terms of condition, terms of payment. These are very important things which should be there in the document, Incoterms. If anything of these are missing, document will not be saved and we cannot process this incomplete document further. Okay. So in general, there are predefined for these. We'll see 11, 12, 13 something. Yeah. See, 11 is for sales order. 12 is for contracts. Okay. 13 is for order without charging, that is SDF, subsequent free of delivery. Okay. So if for order it is 11. In that way we will configure this, what are the fields are mandatory. Suppose say it is an SDF, we need to reject the item first, right? So that will take care in SDF actually. Okay, that's one. Like F code, this is other thing, like F code overview screen, this one thing. Like this controls what screen should be shown while creating an when you're creating an order, what is the screen to be shown. Suppose say, we'll just see, this is will help a lot in CMIR actually. Like say suppose what I'm see here, what happens is I need to enter material description, these all things, right? But if in CMIR it will directly show the item overview. I will enter the customer material here and it will take all things here. This is not found in here actually. It will take directly item, it will take me directly to the item overview. Okay. Yeah, if we maintain something there, display default or while creating sales document, like what screen should be shown when I enter VS01 and after entering the sales area, when I press enter, what is the screen to be shown in the first. In general it shows this screen, but for CMIR item overview would be shown actually. Okay, that way this controls. And the next is a transaction group. Transaction group is nothing but altogether, like see what is the transaction code, T code used to the transaction group. Okay, say what is the document category here? Oh, we are in inquiry actually, that's the reason I'm wondering. Transaction group 1, actually for it is order, it should be 0. You see here, order 0 actually, that's what I'm saying, like why it is 1, we are in inquiry. Now you see it is 0. Actually I'm just checking like why these all fields are missing. Actually this was not there, right, earlier inquiry, but I thought okay I have changed something. Okay, so this controls actually what is the transaction code for the opening these documents. If I maintain 1 here, I cannot enter into the sales document through VS01. I need to use V11 to open sales document. Okay, see these things you just try it in your system. If you are okay, you want to further practice something, but to give an idea, like these are the things which control actually the T codes. Okay. Next is document pricing procedure. I guess you are familiar with this. Okay, pricing procedure, we have customer pricing procedure which we maintained in customer master 1. The other combination is A, that comes from the document pricing procedure here, A. And and this field is the one of the parameter to determine the pricing procedure into sales document. Okay, next is status profile. This is one very important concept for your real time, and you need to have this in your resume also. Okay, well, because in any organization there would be certain hierarchy to process transactions. That means I cannot create an order, create a delivery, and create an invoice and close up the transaction. There should be certain authorization level where someone has to cross check and approve it before the transaction is processed. This is majorly in credit memo, debit memo, RK, that is invoice correction. Why? Because I cannot simply create a credit invoice to customer. So that should be approved by someone. Okay, so this is like a, we can say this as a release strategy. Okay, release strategy, how that should be going. So first, after creating an order, concerned sales manager should be cross check. If it is supposed to credit, so credit manager has to cross check. Then after the credit manager, general manager, credit manager, sales manager, something. This is a you can find the status profile. You see statuses here. So this is status actually. We can even find this in header also. Status. So here we will configure that. What is the status of the document, who approved it. Okay, we will see 1, 0, 1, 2. 0 means it is approved by first level, second level, third level. So in status profile concept we will need to you see here rejection status, delay or delivery, credit. Okay, so credit, this status profile will help. We will configure the status profile and assign a status profile here. Yeah, it's completely altogether a different configuration. Complete different configuration. There we need to assign the person user. Then after saving it, like as a it will generate some number there. That number we need to come and assign it here, like this. It will come here. Okay, this number we need to assign here. In that number actually we have all the statuses configured, like who need to approve, these all things. See, if you create an well, let me show you in RK. When we create an RK, we will see a billing block here, extra field. Billing block or delivery block or something. It's asking for something, document. There are no billing documents. See, whenever we create a credit memo or debit memo, that should be approved by the billing department first. Why? Because this sales order activity is carried out by the sales people, sales end user. Okay, so this credit memo would be automatically blocked by the billing document. Okay, so someone has to release that. That means they need to cross check, okay, the material, what is the amount and everything. Okay, they will just go into the they will open this, they will open this OR, they will open with the customer item, and they will check material is okay, quantity is okay, amount is okay, and everything they will check. And you see this here, billing block. Okay, so for what reason it is billing block is there, they will first check. So check credit memo, check debit memo, not yet complete something, this thing. Everything is okay, they will make it as a blank. That means it's released. In the same way, if it's a delivery block, they will check this, why it is blocked, credit, political reasons, bottleneck material, or whatever it is. And if everything is okay, then they will release, saying it blank. If something is maintained here, we cannot process it further. Okay, this billing block and this thing. Okay, that is about the status profile. Okay, next one is alternative sales doc. You see this alternative sales document type 1 and type 2. Okay, see already we have seen one scenario of this thing. This one we have two document types, ZIOR and OR. Okay, you suppose say if user is confusing between these two documents, instead of OR he has created an order with ZIOR. Okay, then it is mistake. So what he need to do, again he need to go back to VS01 and create an order, right? Complete again all the things. He need to change it as ZIOR. Okay, so it wastes lot of time for users. Instead of that, what we can do is I will maintain OR here and I will maintain ZIOR here. That means immediately he can switch from OR to ZOR without losing any data. Okay, now I am in OR. Okay, so if he feels that this is not the correct thing and he want to get into the ZIOR. Okay, so this will help to shift from one document to another document. After saving the sales document also. Yeah, after saving the sales document, then he want to shift from OR to this thing. Okay, but yeah, but for this what we need to do is there should be a pre-configuration existing, that is the number intervals should be same for both the document types. We have the document type here, right? Number ranges. We have number ranges here, right? So for both the document types the number range should be same, then only we can change. Okay, this is alternative document sales document type and alternative document type 2. So from OR we can maintain anything here, from OR to which document type I want to shift. So but here in the business scenario what we discussed, it is close match to ZIOR. Okay, and there should be a pre-configuration existing that number range intervals should be same for the both document types. So incomplete message, nothing but like what a message should be thrown up when there is an incompletion thing. Okay, so account variant, next is variant. Variant is nothing but altogether as an account group for customer master. Like say there what we do in customer in account group, we go and we maintain which fields are mandatory, which not are mandatory, suppress. We maintain certain things, we maintain only display. This is only display here. Okay, let me open it again. It doesn't look nice in red and blue. Where is it? Yeah, variant. Okay, this is nothing but like maintaining the fields mandatory display. So how we get this as a display only is nothing but we configure that in the variant. Okay, and to configure variant, we have a T code. T code is SHDO, not TO. It is SHD0. Here we can configure these all things. Like see, we came here, it will ask for the transaction code, that is T code. So which screen you want to configure, that is VA01 or VA11, VA21, that is inquiry or whatever it is. So suppose say VA01. Okay, and transaction variant, I need to maintain some name here, so that that name I can go back and maintain that here. Variant. Okay, we will see just something. Galaxy. Okay, so now I'll say create. object can be created SAP package. Okay. So you see these fields here. Okay, these are the fields nothing but which you see in VS01. Okay, division, distribution, everything, and the same thing you can see here, like how it should be. It is a mandatory field, or it's a invisible, or it's output only, or it's only display. It's the same thing as what we do in account group. We go and maintain those customer master. So here what we'll do is, what is required here, the mandatory one, payment terms are mandatory one, Inco terms are mandatory. So these all things we will manage from here. Okay, so if you face something like how to maintain screen variant, you can use this option. So after configuring and saving that Galaxy, what we have given the screen variant name, that we will maintain here. So that system will perform according to this thing. Okay, this is screen variant. Next is usage. We don't use this much actually. This is only used for agreement, schedule agreements. This is not much used in the projects actually. Incompleteness. There are some anything left here. Okay, we haven't seen this, right? Variant. Okay, we haven't seen this. So quotation messages. Let's see if you want to maintain while creating, like say we are creating the sales order independently without referring to any earlier documents, previous documents. So if we maintain, if we configure here, what system will do is, if we try to create a order without any previous quotation, system will check whether any open quotations are available for this order or not. Okay, so where it should be checked, at a header level or item level or wherever it is. Okay, that is like, see, it will pop up a message for this customer there are already open quotations.
Yes.
Okay, system will pop up a message. This is for quotation, and the same with the outline agreements also. When we try to create any order for that customer, it will says that there is an already outline agreement existing for this customer, so create a release order instead of a order. Okay, well, because already I discussed, like say if already having a agreement and we are creating a order VS01, that means it will treat it as a separate order apart from this quantity.
Yeah.
So here system will warn you, like saying that there is already an existing agreement.
Right.
So create a release order instead of a new order. So like here we maintain multiple things, options. We can maintain at header level, item level, or combination of a customer and material. Okay. So outline agreement is the same thing, and message, this we don't require much. And incomplete message, like if we check this, like system will not allow to save the document, as we already discussed in completion procedure here, and what message should be popped up. Okay, so next is shipping. So delivery type, the standard delivery type, like this differs depending upon the order type. For CS we have BV, cash sales we have BV. Okay, this differs actually. Returns it's LR. This is very important actually. You need to know what is the delivery type for that order type. Okay, I'll mention few. Okay, and these are the much more enough actually. For cash sales it is BV.
Right.
And for delivery without order reference. In certain cases, we create delivery without any order, without referring to order.
Okay.
In that case, it is LO, delivery without reference to order. Okay, and in STO delivery, stock transport order, that is
Right.
NL. NL. We'll find it here. You see NL, replenishment delivery, that is STO.
Right.
Okay, and STO return delivery. STO return delivery, NLR. These delivery types are important, and you may get in interview also. NLR, replenishment delivery returns. Not only for interview, but your configuration when you do this BBP as you study. When you are gathering your requirement, first you need to have an idea of these things. This only matters for you to create a 2B document.
Right.
Okay. So STO delivery and intercompany sales, it is NLCC. In intercompany STO delivery, NLCC, replenishment cross company. This is only STO, replenishment delivery, but this is cross company, that is intercompany. Yes, intercompany STO. And you see this NCR, return intercompany return delivery, NCR. I guess I have already noted this in the document, my material. It may be there already actually. Yeah, you see here. So these are little important thing and to give an idea, but there are a lot of other things. But this is the where we much require actually. In business process we'll see these only things majorly. Okay. You're saying shipping, right? Okay. LF. And immediate delivery. This is either X or A, which we maintain. You see this? Create delivery immediately if quantity available. If quantity confirmed today. This we configure for rush order and cash sales. Only for these two you will have this thing, this we maintain. Okay, and if you maintain this, system automatically creates the delivery in the background. If you maintain this for any other document type, system creates delivery automatically. Okay, if we maintain A, irrespective of the quantity available, system will create a delivery. And if the quantity is confirmed for today, then we maintain X. Depends upon client requirement, we will configure this. Okay. And immediate delivery and shipping condition, delivery block, we don't discuss this here, we can discuss this in delivery document types. Okay. Shipping condition, in general it's open here, shipping condition, but if it's a cash sale or rush order, we'll see it as 10. You see this, immediate 10, and this is available only for cash sale and rush order and not for any other document type. Immediate. Okay. And shipping condition is like, it's one of the parameter to determine the shipping point into the sales document. Okay, suppose say for immediate shipping point we have 10, right? So shipping point configuration OVL2, yeah, shipping point determination will be selecting loading group, shipping condition and plant. Shipping condition, loading group and plant. So if I put 10 here, it will determine some other shipping point, right? So depending upon this, the shipping point determination will happen. Okay. And in the immediate shipping point, like say as we discussed, if the shipping condition is 10 and it proposes the immediate shipping point, system will not consider the pick pack time. Okay, and next we'll go to billing. Next is the billing. So again, this billing document types changes. Like say for in standard order it is F2, but it would be BV for cash sales and BV for rush order. Okay, and you see order relating billing, the billing document type is F2. If it's a pro forma, it will be like F8. Okay, so this is billing document type, and this only we maintain for intercompany billing. We will see this in the business scenarios, and we'll discuss just some billing document types. These are important actually. For return invoice it is RE for the return invoice, and for cash sale it is BV, and credit memo it is G2. You will find this in the document. See, you see this image here? In this you can find these all things. If it is return order it is RE. If it is credit memo request it is G2. It is debit memo L2. Invoice correction G2. Free of charge F8, that is pro forma invoice. Okay, so this is as I said, this is a very important document which will give end-to-end OTC process overview. So just take a printout and try to memorize these things. Okay, so this one and for invoice cancellation we maintain S1, and return invoice and credit memo we maintain S2. Intercompany billing already we have IV. And see billing block. You see this billing block? We just discussed billing block here. This billing block. Okay. In standard, only few document types have billing blocks. That is return order, credit. Let me check in the document type. RE, return order, returns. You see billing block here, RE. It is 8. That is check credit memo. Here 8. What is 8 here? Check credit memo. Okay, so in standard we have for a couple of things, like say RK also it is credit memo. Okay, see I list out like for in standard which will have a billing block. It is return order, credit memo, debit memo, invoice correction, and consignment returns, CONR. Okay, CONR. So CON also has a credit memo. So this is the billing block. Billing block. Next is yeah. Next is condition type line item. This one. Like here maximum we maintain only two, EK01 and EK02. You know EK01 and EK02 condition types? Okay, just passed your EK01. See, you see this EK01 and EK02. Okay, this is nothing but actually cost condition types. Okay, so we either maintain EK01 or EK02 here. So if we maintain EK01, suppose say where it is. Yeah, here suppose say if we maintain EK01.
Yeah.
Okay, the selling price is totally depending upon the cost price which we maintain in the metal master.
No.
Okay, and if we maintain EK02 and EK02 condition type is always statistical in pricing procedure. We check statistical for that, and this does not have any effect on the selling price. That means the cost price doesn't have any effect on the selling price. Okay, so EK01, EK02 are cost condition types, and EK202 will always have a statistic checked. It's a statistical, and same way like the cost difference. The difference between the two is EK01 is the selling price depending upon the cost, and EK02 doesn't depends upon the cost. Yes, VPRS will only enable you to get the cost condition type into the sales document. Okay, so yeah, selling price if it is EK02. That means it is not relevant to VPRS will check like what is the difference between the cost and selling price. Are we in a profit or not? Okay, so here EK01 means the selling price should be always depending on the cost. That means company will say 20% of the cost price should be the my selling price, profit margin. Okay, so next is billing plan type. So billing plan type, we have two different billing plans, that is milestone billing and periodic billing. Okay, and periodic billing is like mostly used in service contracts, rentals. Periodic in the sense like it comes, it is recurring in a lease agreement. They may be paying monthly or quarterly or something. So periodic billing. Okay, milestone billing mostly used in infra industry actually. That is say milestone in the sense like suppose say they are constructing some building, then when they lay the foundation there would be some bill, when they lay the slab one thing, walls like this, like infrastructure, depending upon the stage, the first floor completed there would be some kind of billing released, second floor there would be some amount released. So this is mostly used in infrastructure industry, milestone and periodic billing. Next is next is lead time in days. See, we already discussed sometime earlier, I guess, this thing. Lead time in days tells that customer's requested delivery date. Okay, so if I maintain 2 days or 3 days here, after the confirmed delivery date, again it will calculate the 2 or 3 days whatever maintained here, and then system will deliver the goods to customer. Okay, that's a lead time in days. And next is proposed delivery date. Like if you check this, like system will propose customer requested delivery date. If I uncheck this, like system will calculate its own delivery date. Okay, next is proposed PO date, this field, and if you check this, like system will propose today date as the PO date if we don't maintain any PO date here. Okay, PO not PO number, PO date, purchase order date. If we don't have any PO date, then system will treat today date as the PO date if when we check this. And this date type is nothing but like how we want to view that, like it's a week format, day format, month format, what the date type should be. Okay, so we'll just discuss one scenario here. See, one client requirement is say for dealers and distributors, system should allow to create order directly, and for institutions and for direct customers, while creating order, system should ask for quotation. Okay, so we already discussed this earlier, right? Okay, and one another scenario is they want to create orders division specific. Okay, so I guess the scenarios are there in the document also, you can check from there. Yeah, you see here the real-time scenarios for sales documents.
Right.
Okay, these are the scenarios. Like, you just go through this like an exercise. Try to see if you can understand something and solve this.
Oh.
Okay, these all are the real-time scenarios which you'll be facing in business. Okay. So, and one other very important thing is you need to know the difference between the document types. This is important for your interviews, likewise important for your configuration part also. Why? Because cash sales, rush order, we are saying that these two are used for immediate delivery. But what is the difference between cash sale and rush order? Yeah, delivery type and billing document type. So for both, immediate delivery is checked actually, and condition is, shipping condition is 10. If you see CS first, so CS has immediate delivery X and 10, and BV, delivery type as BV, and billing type as BV. But for rush order, this is same as X and 10, but the delivery type LF, and this is F2 instead of BV. Not OR, cash sales, CS. Yeah, this is as OR. Yeah, these are defaults actually, standards. So why? Because you would be definitely facing in interviews like what is the difference between document types. Item category also will have the same things, we'll discuss later. But this already have in the document, so you can go from there, I guess. So these are there in after completion of item category, I guess I mentioned there. Yeah, you see this difference between the sales document types. Okay, I already mentioned in the document difference between the RO and sale, inquiry and quotation. You see the probability there in inquiry is 30 and quotation is 70. Document category here A and here it is B. Okay, so and this is where a consultant knowledge is tested. Okay, you see credit memo and debit memo. The billing document type is G2 and here it is L2, and document category is K and L. And these all questions you can answer simply going through this document, this one. Any question from the document types can be answered from this. See, credit memo, the billing type is G2, and for debit memo it is L2. Just we have seen. And from the document type it is K and it is L. And item category is G2N and it is L2N. So this is very important, the difference between the document types and item categories. I have only listed few here, but there can be many more. Okay. So, but because here only we observe in real time what is the differences. Okay. So we have finished sales document types. All the controls in sales document types. Let me check. Billing type, that's it. This is only for contracts and we may not be using much in the real-time business. Okay, and up to this is very important. You have any questions to what we discussed till now? Yeah. Okay, so before that, first take a printout of the thing which I have shown you. Yeah, one page, the blue color document. Okay, and see, let me discuss one just simple scenario. See, suppose a client's requirement is sometimes order is to be placed over phone. So when order is placed over phone, there will not be any purchase order number, right? And system should allow to create order and process it. Why? Because if we don't enter PO, Generally system treat it as an incomplete document and it will not allow to save the document. And any incompleted document cannot be further processed. So in that scenario, how you as a consultant you will configure this client requirement? Yeah, for the we'll check enter PO number, so that system will consider sales order number as the PO number. Yes, we need to check that. As it is a rush order, it is not checked, I guess. And be very careful while you are doing any configuration, check the document type. And don't do it in the standard, copy it and do it. You see order, it is checked. Okay, so if no, we don't manually enter the PO number. What happens is system will consider, either we can enter manually or system will, without entering it, system will consider sales order number itself as a PO number. Yeah, it's nothing but entering actually. You can enter something, or if not, we can take it like from this. No, if we don't check this, it will come, it is treated as an incomplete document. Why? Because there is no PO number and system will not even allow you to enter into manually. And incompleted documents cannot be processed further. Okay, and one another scenario, like client wanted to have a release order process. You want a strategically release order process. So how you will configure that? Yes, through status profile we will configure the release strategy. Okay, so at least you need to remember 20 in this. If you remember everything else, it's very good. Why? Because here itself you give the solutions to the customers. If customers say these are the real-time requirements of customers,